Welcome to a video on the C Jam Blues. This is a classic Duke Ellington song, and it's going to utilize, to begin with, this high G, or reentrant tuned G, that one note, and then the C here is going to be the third finger on the third fret of that A string. And when I play that one, you'll see me just play that one string. So here is how this tune is going to sound. Then we'll look at the chords. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so just to remind you of the rhythm here, if I had a count going 1, 2, 3, 4, it's bum, bum, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 3 and 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 4, 1 and 3 and 1 and. With that, you might notice that I'm not just going. I'm observing the silence that was kind of written into that piece. And in order to do that, I just need to play those 2 eighth notes. Bum, bum, 1 and, 3 and, 1 and. And I'll show you what I'm doing here mechanically to make that happen. I always go the wrong way. I'm learning. So here, 1 and, then I stop right on the next beat. 1 and so by stopping, I'm putting my thumb on that note. Here we go. I don't know if you can see it better from here, but it'd be like, so I'm muting. And that note's a little longer. So getting practice, if you're just here and this is enough to do, that's fine. But when you're ready, give yourself the challenge of stopping that note. You can do it with this thumb just by putting it on the string. It's already there because it's playing that string. Another way to do it is with this hand. And let me show you how that would look. So there's a few ways there, just by touching the string very lightly with my finger. I don't need to push in. I can mute that. So that is going to be how that tune goes. And I'll show you if you have a low G, or if you want to play it a little differently. Here's so those 2 notes were G and C. I don't have that note on this instrument, so I need to find it in another place. I don't have it on that string. I have to play that one right here on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, or the E. And so now it'll sound a little bit different. And I'm going to use my 3rd finger on this note and my 4th finger on the next one. It'll be like on the C. One, 2, 3, 4. So with these fretted notes now, I can just release the pressure on the string and it should stop ringing. I'll show it to you from this angle. Hopefully that will, there we go. I relax. And so just by taking a note, and releasing that pressure. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm pushing in and then relaxing. I also want to show you the chords and give you an idea of at least one way, or I'll show you probably two ways that we can play them. So this first chord is a C6. And I want to make sure I'm just using my thumb and just and have my foot going. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Every time I count to 4, that's one measure. 4 beats, one measure. Because we're in 4/4 time. Don't worry about all the terms if they sound technical. Just realize we need to count. Our thumb and our foot should be going down together at the same time. So I'll play that chord. Then our next chord is going to be this F7, which is just like an F, except I'm going to add my third finger to the 3rd fret there of the C string. Gives it a little funkier sound. So that one's going to sound like this, but my right hand will do the same thing. The other chord is this G7, which I know is most people learn this one early on. So I'll call them out and show you one way to strum this, which is just all downs on the beat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Comes the F7. And that just happens for 2 measures. Back to the C for 2 measures. And here comes the G7. Also for 2 measures and back to C. And it starts over again. We can even count. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's why it's called 12-bar blues. A bar is a measure, another term for that. If that is too simple for you, here's another way to look at this now. In the same way that we muted a single note, let's try it with a whole chord. This becomes a little trickier, and so what we have to learn to do is just to really lightly place a finger on the strings, and now we get this percussive sound that we're going to have only on the upstroke. So I'm going to play the down I was playing and then mute. And so it's going to be like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And probably want to focus on muting in this area since that's where our next chord is going to be, which is going to present a little different challenge than the first one. So here we have this F7. I'm choosing to do it with my little finger. Strum, mute, 1 and 2, down, up, down, up. And that takes some practice. And also, I'm not only pushing in on the downbeat, I'm relaxing and muting on what should be the up. And back to that C, C6. And then the G7. And again, I'm going to use my little finger. Sometimes I use my thumb here to mute this string, if you can see that. But little finger should work too. I'll show you how this will sound. Stand up so you can get a close-up view. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Way too fast. So I'm going to slow it down by half and do it one more time for you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There you have it. C jam blues, some simple chords to play, and some various ways to practice that. See you next time.